Travel by Jay. We're sitting here with this week's episode of Between Departures. I'm your host, Jay, of Travel by Jay. Guess what? And my beautiful co-host, Soraya, my beautiful wife. So we're sitting here.
Excuse him. He hasn't had much sleep lately.
All right. We're good, huh? So we're coming to you, and thank you. This will be, unfortunately, this is our last Tuesday of the year, huh? What about that? Our last episode of the year before we get a chance to start it off new. 2025. And you know what? It's good. It's been a great year. What do you think?
It has been a great year, and we're going to end this up with fireworks in Disney World.
Oh my goodness.
No, it's been a great year. Been excited. We've done a lot of things. A lot of new things are coming. So just hoping that everybody has a good and healthy end of year and a good and healthy and prosperous beginning of 2026. We are very excited for what's to come.
Yeah, and we do know that, we've ourselves, I guess, over the holidays, we know that people have been traveling. I hope you guys out there traveling safe. It seems like right now we got a lot of stuff with the storms and flights delaying and all this other stuff. But hey, folks, we want to make sure that, you know what? We're praying that you get home to and from your destination safe and sound.
Absolutely.
And the airports are crazy, right? Airports, we can talk about that all day.
Yeah.
But, I have to say that it's been really, really interesting because people have been, having their patience tested as far as flying.
How so?
And some people are just kind of rude. But a couple of things that I know we wanted to discuss,
Let's go with that.
We want to run with this.
Yeah.
Is many of you don't need to hear this, but I promise you're going to be reminded of some of these things.
Right.
And we're going to talk about today is airplane etiquette.
There is such a thing.
There is. I know. It's funny that we were listening to something back in the day. That they were talking. We were listening to something that they were talking about back in the day. That when people used to fly, they get dressed up, and everybody put on your Sunday go to meeting clothes and whatever. And we were even watching the Today Show where Al Roker still dresses up when he flies. That's what he was in his generation. I mean, it's different,
but it's completely different now.
But these generations, so you can imagine. When airplane rides became a thing,
right,
where people dress because you're kind of you're out in the public, you're doing your thing, you have a little pride.
Airlines also served dinner in China and real glass, and you had wine just to go, across the country.
True. Can't do that anymore.
No,
because that glass would go flying across the cabin at somebody.
You never know. But there is such a thing as some things that, you know what they say. Common sense is the least common of the senses, and sometimes I just look at him, and oddly enough, he knows me well enough to where he already knows what I'm thinking.
I use common sense for the most part.
But when I see people and some of the stuff that they pulled, obviously there's a reason why there are so many TikTok channels that, catch people in the act, and why they're so popular. But we've had our share of run-ins with people in the past 2 months or so we've taken a couple of trips.
Yeah,
as usual.
Yeah, we saw a couple of hold my beer moments, just oh my God, here we go.
Hold my beer moments.
Here
Absolutely.
we go.
My personal favorite.
Dun-dun-dun.
My personal favorite is when people come into the airplane and they sit down and they take off their shoes. Why?
Well, yeah.
Why?
I mean, is it wrong for you to get comfortable on a plane?
Not that comfortable. You need to be that comfortable.
Okay, so I'll play quick devil's advocate.
Sure.
When we fly, we go to Europe, right? I do take off my shoes, but I have my slip-ons, but I'll have my slippers with me, or my little cozy shoes that you bought that I can that I can wear. I'm going to the bathroom, I do whatever, but it's just a little bit more comfortable on an 8 to 10 hour flight.
The difference is you have your little comfortable slip-ons. You know, your slippers and stuff. So, I mean, I don't care if people want to get comfortable, but when you're looking at people that haven't had, you know, a pedicure since 1985, we got a problem. And then their feet smell, and it's
that's
like,
what I was going to think.
Away.
I was thinking, whoo, those things come, and they be like coming in hot. Those feet, whoa, raise the air temperature in the cabin about 5 degrees. Yeah. Your nose start burning, and you just whoo. What? So, wow. So, I mean, we need to, people wash your feet.
Oh, not just your feet.
Not just your feet. You're right.
Right, your whole entire body.
Nobody wants to sit next to you after you smell like you went to the gym.
Yes.
Right?
Or when you're coming from a party in, you know, South Beach and you've been drinking 4 or 5 days straight and, you know, everything you sweat is alcohol. Ew.
Body odor.
Like, seriously.
Body odor and breath. So I do get that. And you know what? That's 100,000%. Now, I know you guys have, you can't tell me you haven't related to this. Even, you know, you imagine this when you're walking down the street or you're in the store, somebody walked past you and you like, woof. Now you're sitting there on this plane ride for an hour, 2 hours, God forbid a 10-hour flight. And you're sitting there next to this person where you're going to feel nauseous.
Do you remember that one flight where the dude raised his hand to like get his bag from That's all I got to say.
Yes.
Yep.
It was bad.
Yeah. I smelled him across the aisle.
Wow. And I do remember, I remember the worst case.
I can't.
The worst case that I told you when I.
No, we're not going on that one here.
You guys DM me. I will tell you the worst case scenario.
PG.
It was bad.
No, we're not doing
I
that.
coined a new term.
No.
That my wife was like, oh my God, what is this?
No, we're not doing that.
So I did tell her. I'll tell you guys. DM me and I promise you.
Yeah.
I'll do it on the secret segment that she's not here.
No.
Right? I'm going to do a film segment that things I wanted to say that she was here and I couldn't say.
No, exactly.
What about that?
You can't say that.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's funny. I get it. And we were sitting there, coming back. What was it? Friday night. We're flying back from Atlanta Friday night. And a group of people get on the plane. And it was just primarily, it was like probably 6 or 7 people. And it started with one, and then it ended with a group of people. And the language that was being said there was offensive.
And listen, we're not, you know, prudes. We're not, you know, it's not that, you know, we haven't heard those words before, but it was like screaming it across so that everybody could hear it, and it was derogatory name calling and, you know,
loud and obnoxious,
bad words and just the whole bit. And it's like, you know, you've got to learn how to act.
There's a time and a place for everything. I mean, if you're with your friends, you're sitting in the bar, or you're with your friends sitting on the block, or you're sitting at home, some language, who cares what you're saying then? But when we go out, when you're on a plane, and it's a small environment, and my thing is we have little kids around, or you have people around, it's just not being respectful. And they're loud, and they're just being the vulgar of the language. I felt, and I'm going to tell you, I'm an old sailor and a retired cop, so you think I've heard the world. But again, there's a time and a place, and I felt that was unnecessary. And these are things that people...
pretty nasty.
It was pretty bad. That people just don't have respect for other people. I mean, you got the stewardess, and they're sitting there, and you can see the stewardess' faces as they're trying to greet people to come on, and people are walking on, and they're hearing this language, and you're kind of like, there people like, am I on the wrong plane, or what are we doing here?
Yeah.
Are we on? I was going to say the cruise line, but I'm not going to say.
No.
Anyway.
Yes. Absolutely.
We are behaving much better than what we should, right? That's what we should do.
We have to.
You know?
My other favorite point. Please. I understand that airlines are not giving you food. Can you please make sure that you're careful what you bring in onto the plane? Like, does it have to be tuna fish?
Oh my God.
Heavy on the onions? Or pizza heavy on the garlic? Not that I don't like pizza. Love it.
Love garlic.
Not that I don't love tuna fish. Just, again, we're in a very small environment. This plane is teeny tiny. And
so you people that are trying to save a little cash, do not bring the cans of sardines. Right? Right? I'm gonna tell you right now. Ooh. Don't bring the cans of sardine. No. Don't open up the little tuna fish, the tuna in oil, or the tuna in it's in spring water. No, it's still tuna.
It's still tuna. It still smells.
And that is just something that nobody ever tell you to have certain things.
Right.
It's almost like, you know what? It's almost like being in a workplace. You don't put fish in the microwave.
Yeah.
Right? Right?
You don't even put fish in the microwave at home.
Well,
no.
Most of us don't.
No.
Most of us don't.
No.
But there are some people that may think that is okay. Folks, it is not okay. All right? Let's don't get it twisted. That is not okay. That is one of the things that, put it at the top of your list. Do not.
No tuna fish.
No anchovies.
No heavy garlic.
None of the crazy stuff. Bring things that, that's going to be,
easier
maybe some people that, oh my God, that smells so good, or like whatever, but just don't bring things that are offensive.
Yeah.
Because you know what? You never know. We're in this small recirculated air kind of place.
At least 3 to 5 senses would be grossed out. My other favorite point, audio. Unless you have headphones, and I get it, please don't put on your conversations or your movies or the
your
TikTok
FaceTime
video.
Oh, yeah.
Or anything like that for the rest of us to hear. Please.
Oh my God. That lady that was just sitting there. It started, we're sitting there in the waiting area. So originally, we're sitting there and we see this couple in front of us, and they're a little old. No, we were sitting in the lounge. Remember, we were sitting in the Centurion Lounge, and that couple was sitting there. The guy was sitting there,
yes.
And that's where it started. And,
And
they ended up on our flight, by the way.
Yes,
By the way.
They did.
They were sitting there, and she's just going on, and it's loud, and you get people walking, and people are so clueless, they don't give her crap, because everybody that was walking by in that area just looking at her like, first of all, we're in a lounge. The airport lounges, all the lounges are nice, but the Centurion is like really nice.
And some people like to work from there.
You're working from there, and people that take a business call, so they actually have their earbuds in. I've done it. I've done it from there. I take a call, and being together, and I have a deep, heavy voice. So there's been times that I'm sitting there and she'll just tap me.
Yeah.
And then when she does that, makes me realize, oh my God, I'm just being a little bit, not intentionally.
Voice travels.
But my voice, I have a deep voice, and I'm sitting here and so I dial it in, and I'll turn up the volume on my earbuds.
Yeah.
So you can hear me.
Absolutely.
And that's okay, because people do that all the time. You work from there. But people are just obnoxious, and you're talking about your Real Housewives or whatever. They're talking about the lady down the street or the gossip in the family. And this lady was just being so bad. It was really freaking. I almost lost it. And I wanted to go up and just tap her on the shoulder and tell her, hey, sit down with a fresh cup of, right now. But I didn't tell her that. It was that bad. It was that bad. It was really annoying because we're at the end of our day, and everybody's just kind of relaxed. And we had our laptop out, and I was doing my thing, and even if I'm just sitting there chilling, So just trying to do that. So a couple things that we actually invested.
Right.
Is
good headphones.
We have the noise cancellation earbuds. Mm-hmm. We travel with 2 pair. Right.
Okay.
Just in case the battery dies.
He's being unreasonable.
But I also travel with my headphones. Ear noise quiet, extra quiet cancellation. So I have 3. I'm sorry. I think for the batteries, I never know. What do I feel like? But you just never know, right? Because God knows you're sitting here in the airport.
So out of touch.
But you're not out of touch. You know what?
She travels with 3 headphones.
At least 2, folks. Earbuds and earphones, right? You got to have a backup. And you know what? I do have actually 4 pairs, which you're lucky I didn't bring them. But it's okay. It's okay.
Moving on.
Well, I mean, so again, just be conscious of others. Now, we're gonna go back to this real quick. I appreciate that parents want to keep their kids entertained.
Absolutely. Love that for them.
Because I don't want to be on a Disney airplane flight with a bunch of screaming kids, which sometimes parents shut your kid up.
Quickly we forget.
My kids or grandkids didn't behave that way, right? It all starts at the house. All starts at home, and we didn't behave that way. It wasn't acceptable behavior.
Of course.
But you get these parents, they have the kids with the tablets, and they're just blasting.
Same thing. It's when nobody else needs to hear it.
Yeah, when you have the stewardess come on, nobody doesn't hear the games. When the stewardess come on and say, hey, please, use the audio or do whatever, headphones or whatever. And they do it as a courtesy for everybody. And they tell you this. And God knows that if they were to come up and say something to people, because then they, all heck break loose.
Yeah.
And nobody wants that. So, I mean.
But again, you just have to be cognizant that at this point in time, during this flight, your personal space blends in with everybody else's. So, again, just be cognizant, be aware of that, of everything. Because, again, it's like when you are in a plane, your 5 senses are magnified. It's like, that's it. I had a lady in my last flight. I was by myself, and as we were getting ready to land here in Fort Lauderdale, she decides to come out and sit. I'm sitting in the aisle. There's, oddly enough, middle seat was open, and she's sitting in the window, and she decides that as we're landing, she wants to freshen up. But freshening up for her wasn't just, reapplying lipstick and combing her hair. It was also spritzing her very offensive perfume.
Offensive? Was it cheap?
Well, I mean, I don't know if it was cheap or not, but it was definitely not pleasant to my nostril.
High karate for men?
No,
that version?
No. I mean, again, it's like,
I'm
sure it was a perfectly nice
for ladies.
No, I'm sure she was a perfectly nice perfume, but again, you are in a very small environment, and you need to make sure that that not everybody wants to smell your perfume like that. Either go to the bathroom and do it there, or wait till you're out in, I don't know, the bathroom in the airport. Then you spray it.
Yeah, because before you walk out of the airport, you're going to pass by multiple restrooms.
Absolutely.
That you can use.
I know we sound like such travel snobs.
No, we're just telling people, don't do this. Mm-hmm. Because I tell you, sometimes it takes every little ounce of what you have of your civility not to turn around and give them a fresh piece of your mind. But we all know when you do that.
Because
you
can't start.
But you know what? Again, I'm not
flight list.
I'm not trying to be TikTok famous like that, right?
Exactly.
And you're right. I want to go to Europe and not buy a 14-day frigging transatlantic cruise. That's the only way that I could get on.
Only for fun, right?
And I'm not trying to do that, right? and I get that, and while we're, it's just the fact that I think people have forgotten that sense of respect for others while they're out, because people say do what they feel like it because I have a right to do this.
Yeah.
Versus, you know what? I actually have a right to have my peaceful space while we're traveling.
Absolutely.
I want to be able to sit down. And you know what? One thing that really chaps me is when I'm sounds like what's his name from the cartoon, Peter from Family Guy.
Yeah, right.
He says, "You know what really chaps me?" And he said, "What?" As I'm sitting in my seat, you get either a person or this kid kicking my seat.
Oh, yeah.
Repeatedly. Or they got their feet up on the back of my seat for very long. And I'm in the middle of a long flight.
We had a flight like that going to Ireland where the people put their baby. It wasn't a baby.
It should have been a lap child.
I think
not a lap child. No, they had their own seat.
A year and a half or something like that. I don't know.
It was a big kid, right?
It was a bigger kid. They put him on the tray of the, of the seat, which was my seat, the back of my seat, and the kid kicked my chair the entire flight, all the way from New York to Dublin, Ireland. It was.
And it's like, Lord, it was a 5-hour flight, 5.5, but you know what? It was a very testy flight.
It was.
Because, you have a little kid, and sometimes kids can't behave, or they're going to do certain things.
And you also have kids that are special needs, but then the parents should have a little bit of common sense. Parents
should know how to manage. I'm not going to say control.
No, you can't.
I'm going to say, it is. It's control your kid. But for you PC folks, manage your kids a little bit better and figure out what they do. I mean, occupy them.
Mr. Grinch.
I am Mr. Grinch when it comes to my plane. You put me on a plane more than an hour, and I become that person. I become that guy that's like, Mr. Johnson down the street. You standing on my grass. But I think I get it. But it's just sometimes I think we fly so much and fly so often that we see so much. But you know what? Just let me get there. Let me get there in peace. I'm doing whatever I'm doing. I'm trying to get there just like you to our destination, whether it's back home or somewhere where we're trying to go.
Absolutely.
But you know what? It's just people. I think people in society today, just like I said, have no respect for others. But we do our best, and I just wish that people will give the respect that you give, because we do that for others. Because we understand.
Well, but that's in general. I mean, everybody should be, aware that we don't live in a world by ourselves. That once we leave our homes, it's like anything we do or how we behave actually affects other people around us. So, just a good rule of thumb.
No, it is. I mean, and it's.
And it's kind of funny, like all these stories we're telling you they're kind of funny now that we're sitting here at home, but when they're happening, it's not funny.
They're irritating. They're irritating. And I laugh, I smile, I try to do so much. I put my headphones on. Sometimes we'll get there and she's like, oh my God. And I just rotate when the battery dies. I might even turn them on. I'll just keep them in my ears.
How long could you possibly be on the plane?
But you know what? I start listening to my earbuds or listen to my iPad or whatever when I'm sitting in a waiting area or whatever. We're sitting in the lounge.
I'm giving you a hard time because I can't.
I know. You do. But I just want to explain, because people, you know what? I do have multiple pairs. I just want to make sure, and I travel with them. I just like to make sure what's going on.
Absolutely.
But I do. I'm going to leave this and leave that right now for right now.
Please.
So, but I do want to have one of the last. This is the big debate.
Uh-oh.
You know what that is?
No. What?
Armrest. Who gets the armrest?
Yes. Okay. So if you are in a window...
So is this your opinion or this is what it is?
No, I have actually Googled this.
If it's on Google, it's true. But we're gonna give you an explanation for it.
The armrest on your right-hand side is yours.
Or closest to the window.
Oh, if you're on the window.
So but if you're on the left side, then you get the left one.
No, you do not. I hate to break it. If you're on the aisle, you get the left one.
No, window. Your window's
No, because the middle person gets both. The poor middle person. Like, seriously. So Google it.
Go back, and I'm going to tell you because I think you just totally missed my point.
Probably.
If you're sitting on the right side of the window, and then windows on your right side.
I see what you're saying. Never mind.
Wow, there you have it, folks. You know what? This is the dating time.
Okay, the one closest to you.
I get one.
Yes, you get one. You were right, and I won't ever say that again. So yes, if the window is on your left hand side, then obviously the left side is yours, and then on the aisle, then that one is yours, and then the person that sits in the middle gets both in the middle because my gosh, that poor person that deserves something. I would never sit. Oh God, please! I would never sit in the middle seat. That is like the most uncomfortable thing. That's why you and I now, when we fly, within the continental U.S., we do aisle seats right next to each other because there's no way.
Yeah.
No way, no how. Mm-mm.
We all know that middle seat.
Oh my goodness.
We know what it is when you're riding that, right? That you're like this.
Oh my gosh.
You can't go anywhere because if you're on the window, at least you got a space to go look out the window.
Yeah.
If you're on the aisle, because I'll lift the arm up and I'll at least give myself a little space.
Yeah.
Except for when they're coming by with the beverage cart, but I'm okay with that.
You already have another elbow.
Yeah.
What's the point?
Right, but that is the big debate, and
tell us
honestly,
what you think, and share funny stories with us in the comments. If you've ever seen anything funny, not funny, let us know. Yeah. We want to know. Inquiring minds want to know, and this is how I'm dating myself today.
The inquiring minds want to know.
Well, do you know what that slogan came from?
Yeah, the National Enquirer.
The National Enquirer.
So it is flying people. God knows. So flight etiquette, folks, start when you enter the airport.
Absolutely.
And you know what? And don't even let me touch on the last thing that I even got a chance to touch on is people come and they put their frigging jacket up top and they think that jacket is supposed to take the place of a luggage. Instead of like, why are you touching my coat?
Awkward.
Move your coat. So you should put your heavy stuff up there, put your carry-on if you paid for it.
Of course.
Put your jacket on top. I travel with a large backpack, and I don't have the space underneath most of those seats.
I put
so yours is smaller, so you can do that. Mine is a little bit larger because I'm carrying all my travel stuff as far as laptops and headphones, and my multiple
all
headphones.
5 headphones.
But I do my best. But if
maybe you can get a smaller backpack. If you travel with
no smaller backpack. But I will use it underneath the seat as need be. But I try to do what I need to do, and if I have my carry on there, put it in front. So, it's been a great year, and we wanted to give you a good, funny, hopefully a very interacting, subject. That you sit here and you're going to be like, oh my God, I know. Right. I remember when.
Exactly.
And just remember this. Don't be that person.
Google it, ChatGPT it.
Don't be that person.
Whatever it is, just figure it out.
Don't be that person. So,
don't be that person. We want to wish you a happy new year.
Absolutely. It's been a great year. This is I think this is episode 17 for us, starting with an idea, and here we are. And you know what? We hope to grow and just kind of relate with you guys, and we get comments and feedback, but show us the love. Add comments, at least like it, share it, comment on it. You know what? Do that. because this year we're coming in. This year we're going to be giving away a cruise. This year we're going to be doing something for the veterans. We're going to be doing a lot more that's going to be interacting with people, and maybe even have a special host, a special guest that we can get you to come in and chime in on one of our live feeds here.
There you go.
So with that in mind, have a happy and safe, prosperous new year. But we always say, travel safe, travel often, travel by day.